all in gold. And in sports, Senegal midfielder Mohamed Diame ruled out for up to 3 months with a hamstring injury. Hello and welcome to the program. The main opposition party in Ghana is disputing election results declared by the country's electoral commission. The governing party's John Mahama was announced winner of a neck-and-neck presidential poll. However, the opposition NPP party says it will contest the result, accusing the governing NDC party of conspiring with the commission staff to fix Friday's poll. Akwesi Sapong in Accra has more.
What it is that most of the country is returning to business as usual, but the opposition New Patriotic Party is planning its next move because it is disputing the election results. However, today, supporters of the ruling New Democratic Congress have been celebrating the electoral victory of the incumbent John Dramani Mahama, as I've been finding out.
The ruling parties got it again. It was a close contest. The National Democratic Congress beat their main rival, the New Patriotic Party, by just 3%. That's about 300,000 votes. But the win was rejected by the NPP as the supporters expressed the mood last night. The BBC has learned that party leaders are considering challenging the results in court. They accuse the governing party of conspiring with Electoral Commission staff to fix the poll.
We cannot allow this sort of thing to go unchallenged, because I think it breeds a certain kind of mistrust of the general population for our democratic enterprise. And we cannot afford that mistrust, because then people decide that it is not important to obey the rule of law, it is not important to participate in democracy. The rule of the gun is what works in Ghana, and God knows what will happen after that.
Observers, however, described it as free and fair, despite election day setbacks.
Of course, there were hiccups here and there, like the late delivery of elections materials in some places, like technology, letting the EC down. But I think, on the whole, it went very well.
Glitches with a new fingerprinting system to prevent electoral fraud forced voting into the next day in some areas. Finally, official results were declared after a tense wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, based on the results given, I declare John Dramani Mahama President-elect. Thank you very much.
Most Ghanaians will be hoping the dispute of election results will be resolved as soon as possible, leaving the country's democratic credentials intact so that they can carry on with their daily lives. Akwesi Sapong, BBC News, Accra.
And Akwesi Sapong is still with us on the line from Accra. Akwesi, what options does the opposition now have?
Well, the opposition party's leadership will be meeting tomorrow, Tuesday, to weigh its options. Amongst them is that one about going to court to challenge the election result, because they've been told by the Electoral Commission chairman that if they wish, or if they're disputing this result, they have that option of going to court. But after that meeting tomorrow, we will know what they're going to do next. In fact, similarly, 4 years ago, when they lost the election to John Atta Mills, they considered the court option they were prevailed upon and stood down. I think the thing to do now is just to wait to see what their decision will be.
Akwesi Sapong in Accra, thank you. Well, I'm now joined by Frank Anderson, a Ghanaian journalist based here in London. Thank you for taking time to join us here on Focus on Africa.
Pleasure's mine.
We have seen there that the main opposition is refusing to concede defeat. Do we know exactly what they want?
Well, Sophie, it's quite normal in Africa for losing parties to discredit electoral results. It's quite common. But I believe in the Ghanaian electoral system and the processes that are available. And let me also state that elections are won at the polling stations where representatives of all the political parties are, including the media.
And that is the problem, because there have been reports, of course, of the biometric machines failing, and there have been also reports of no backup plan. There are reports of a lot of reports and allegations made by the opposition. Should they not really be hard?
Of course. I mean, issues should be addressed when they're raised, but there are processes, that must be followed to create consistency for that matter. And there has been logistical challenges. The ECE has been let down by electronic gadgets, but that is part of life. No electoral system is perfect. But having said that, elections are won at the polling stations. And if you sleep over your rights to seek redress at the polling station, once it moves beyond the polling station, it becomes a difficult matter for you.
So
there's only the court.
You're saying this is a fruitless attempt by the opposition?
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that any serious political party should be dealing with the issues at the polling station, because that is where you win or lose elections. And so if your representatives, sleep over your rights and it moves from polling station to the constituency office, to the regional office, and then to the national office, it becomes completely different.
Now, this election was also Akufo-Addo's last opportunity to run for president, and some people are thinking, he's not taking this down very well. What do you make of that?
I completely disagree. There's no law that says he can't contest in 2016, but if only his party will endorse him for 2016, perfect. You recall Atta Mills, the late Atta Mills, he went 3 times because his people had confidence in him. And so there's a possibility he could contest again in 2016 as long as his party allows him. But the age figure also comes in. He's 68. In 4 years, he'll be 72, and that makes it difficult for him for 2016.
So he still has a chance to run?
He still has a chance.
All right, Frank Anderson, Ghanaian journalist, thank you for talking to us here on Focus on Africa. Let's now take a look at some of the day's other news. Police in Kenya have shot dead 3 suspected militants and arrested 10 others in the coastal city of Mombasa.